up, robots? So today we are going on the hunt for the 20k endgame screen max damage hit. Now I can't guarantee we're going to hit it, but let's see if we manage it. Wow, thank you very much for the Twitch Prime sub as I was doing my intro for YouTube. Thank you very much. So as you can see, we've got Artichoke, Eggplant and Sponge already, so we've got a lot of shock damage bonuses. We've got Fancy Button, which is going to increase our blast damage by 30% for any enemy that's over 90% health, and we've got Tiny Bicycle that generates one charge every 0.5 seconds. Now this means that the Scrap Rifle Shot does count as an ability. The drones will not trigger it, so it's only ever going to be applying off that. We're also running the Fox Gun, so we're going to try and have that out whenever we use the Scrap Blaster, so that we reach the highest damage possible. Now, people on my Twitch will see this run. You guys are just going to see the next step, which is probably going to be about around Haven by the time I've got all the perks that I want and all the items. So, see you there. Welcome back, robots. How's it going? So as you can see, we've made it to Haven. It's taken us like 18 minutes, so it's going pretty slow, but this build relies on just cooldowns and the scrap shots predominantly. So our build's progressed a little bit. We've now got the Triple Blaster, which is basically the core part of this whole build. The end screen highest damage score actually works off a single source of damage, so you don't have to do that much damage in one hit. If your hit shoots out 5 projectiles, that still counts as a single source. So Triple Blaster at the moment shoots 3. No, in fact, sorry, I've got the upgrade. I thought I didn't have the upgrade yet, so at the moment it shoots 5 shots. We do have a lot longer recharge on it, and the damage is slightly decreased, but for the amount of damage increase you get, it's pretty big. As you can see there, it's like 1.2k crits times 5. So that's how we're going to be trying to reach the 20k goal. Then obviously Fox Gun with markings, 50% more damage and 30% more blast damage while it's held. We've got the Artichoke, Eggplant and Sponge still, all increasing our shock damage. We've got Electro Blasters so that our blasters are shock. This also gives us 75% damage after we've used Deploy to heal. So we can get very big numbers. So there, that was an extra, what, 300 damage? Auto crit chances just mean that our crits are a bit more consistent, but we can now hit crits thanks to Scrap Explosion. If you don't get the upgrade to transform your blaster into a ray, which can hit critical hits and 1.75 critical rate, you can't physically get manual crits. You have to rely on auto crit. So it's quite important to get that. We're also running Perfume Bottle, which we managed to pick up just after the last section kicked off. This gives us just more explosion damage, which is great. Tiny Bicycle, obviously, which is what we were rolling for repeatedly, which is why this video starts at Oasis and not at the start of the game. We did pick up Hot Dog and Balloon. The reason we've picked up those is because if we manage to get Tiny Crab, then our Scrap Blaster will be doing it'll be doing shock and burn damage. So then the items that are buffing my burn damage will also be kicking in then. Strawberries isn't really coming to play much at the moment, but maybe it will later. Frog Prince is weapon only, so that doesn't matter. Chalk will be interesting to see if we can get that stacked and dealing good damage, but our Scrap Launcher at the moment is 5-second cooldown at least. So Chalk probably won't be building up. We don't have an elemental weapon at the moment, so maybe we'll need to pick up one of those, just so that we can have Chalk damage kicking in. But it's not a huge amount. It's what, 25% extra damage. So with that ramble being said, I'm not going to bother you guys with watching every single part of the Haven run. The video is just going to cut to me killing all 3 Goliaths. If we're lucky enough, we might even be able to get a 1-hit. So move on to that. Peace. speak of YouTube talk. Can we get a one hit? There we go, one hit, first try. We didn't get a one hit this time. Wow, we didn't even get a two hit. That's terrible. And we took a lot of damage. Okay, so here we are again. So I now have a bit of an issue when it comes to this build. Baby Boom is the correct choice here, because overall this build will be loads stronger with Baby Boom. But the problem is I'm trying to just get the highest damage I can hit, which means that I need something that is going to be giving me damage bonus in one hit attack. Baby Boom, each of the explosions will count as a different instance as far as I'm aware, so even though it will offer me a lot of extra damage overall, it won't offer me that big end screen that I'm aiming for. So I'm going to go for Scrap Pancakes, because it will give me a global 16% damage increase. It will also mean that each of my Triple Blasters will actually be able to generate a lot more scrap, because the problem with Scrap Blaster, if I remember correctly, is you get hardly any scrap from it. But with Scrap Pancakes you can mitigate a lot of that issue, because now you're generating 5 extra on a hit. Even if it doesn't generate on all 5 shots, it will still at least generate 5 bonus, which is more than I'm getting anyway. So with that ramble out the way, we're going to take Scrap Pancakes. I just wanted to explain this for yourselves if you ever want to do this build. It's a very strong and very fun build. Baby Boom will make the build stronger for you overall if you're not just trying to hit high numbers. But if you want to try and get that 20k or higher numbers in your end base camp, then you probably want to go Scrap Pancakes. Now at this point you've probably already seen we've got one hit on a Goliath. Apparently I can't speak English today. The next Goliath we kind of scuffed and it took us a few hits. We've got a punching Goliath and another slug. Punch Goliath probably aren't going to be able to one hit unless we get a lucky crit, because its crit spot doesn't open up until you've already done damage to it for a while. So realistically Slug's the next chance that we're going to be able to one hit. But as you know, there's like 4 Goliaths in Moon, so hopefully they're all flying ones as well, guaranteed. So hopefully we'll be able to one hit each of those when it comes up. Right, on to the next clips. Right then, can we get the one hit? Oh, there's a rocket. No, half health. That's fine. There we go. And that sorted some of our healing issues out. That's good. So as we said before, there's no way we're going to get a one hit on this Goliath, so just show the whole fight of this room. Showcase how this build is clearing at the moment. So as you can see, the gun damage is abysmal, but each shot is now hitting 3k. That's 3 times 5 for any of those people who can do maths. So you can see what route we're on for being able to try and get that 20k. I suspect we're not going to get it because we didn't get the fire truck, which gives you a lot of extra crit damage. But we'll pick this up again at Jimmy or Beetle Royale, and then after that we'll pick it up again at Moon, and we'll see how it goes. I'll probably do all of Moon because there's a lot of Goliaths and stuff there, and it'll be fun times. I'm mainly just terrified of Iris Phase 2 laser wall if I try that. Well, the thing is, like, if you limit yourself to, oh, I can't deal damage with other abilities, you can still use your ability on Guardian. You still got shield. Or if you do a pure gun run on Ranger and don't do any damage to your javelins, you're still doing good crits, and you can use your decoy every time he laser walls it, and you're completely safe. Anyway, YouTuber moment. Right, so here we are. When finished off Haven, got the bonus rooms in, or the corrupted rooms in District, and we actually got 2 really big pickups in District. We got Banana, which will increase our damage by 25% when hitting a single enemy, decrease on multi enemies, but honestly we're doing so much damage we're not going to notice that decrease when we're fighting hordes. And we got Crab Keyring. Crab Keyring turns our Scrap Blaster into burn as well as shock. So now we're also got Hot Dog online, and we've got 20% more damage from Balloon. Yeah, it's riskier because we've got lower armor, but hopefully I'm good enough to mitigate that. So let's start the fight and see how it goes. Now, BR Royale is unfortunate. It's my favourite fight, but it will be longer than Jimmy. I did that in the wrong order. Try that again. Mark. Boom. Big jungle. These. Wait so that we can get up close. There we go. That wasn't actually that much of a big chunk that time. Interesting. Big chunko. I think that was still only 3k, so we've still got a little bit of work to do in a single spike. There's one other thing that I'm keeping under my hat to try and hit about 30-35k. But that's potentially the highest damage you're going to be able to physically hit, outside of when I bugged BuddyBot and people have like 100k on their accounts now. In regards to your favourite tracks, I don't know any of the tracks really. I can't hear the game. I have no game sound. Game sound is just for you guys. I'm listening to my own chill music, but it's copyrighted, so I can't stream it. Right, into the room we go. So here we are at the moon. Let's see how we do with mobbing. We didn't manage to find a drum, so our mobbing is a little bit weaker. Our gun will still hold up. The only change from the last clip was we now have cucumber, so it's 15% more damage. Let's do it. Drone healing, even though we're not trying to heal drones, that's just so that we get 75% bonus damage and explosion radius. Nuke all of those. Okay, mark this guy, grapple in, one hit, easy, flat. We do have a big explosion, got stunned, grapple away. Just gonna wait for my grapple to come back up. What shot are you doing? One hit. So I think that was 4.5k. Yeah, very nice. Nuke all of those in one. Box killed that. So if that was 4.5k as I suspect, then we have reached our 20k hit. We'll have to confirm at the end. Should be good. Doing a pretty bad job of keeping flat pancakes fully up, but I love this build so much. It's potentially my favourite build because I love Engineer. So Engineer being able to do builds like this is just funny. So far out of the norm of what people do on MG. I didn't think we were going to one-hit that because I didn't have big boom set up. There you go, still good. Now I need to watch my health a little bit because I took a lot of damage, apparently, and I didn't notice. Yeah, nothing survives this. Now it is every 5 seconds, so even though the damage is huge, it's not actually the highest DPS in the game. It's taken us almost half an hour to get here, like, it's kind of mental. But what it does mean is huge spikes. And the other cool thing as well, there is a chance that because of triple blast you have a 30% chance to instantly recover the cooldown of your blasters. Now unfortunately it's not been triggering much, but that's where boss DPS of this build shines, is when that triggers. But let's see how Iris Fight goes. Mark it, hit it. There you go. Summon that, mark it, hit it. Oh. I'm playing this fight terribly. Let's get this open out of the way, because otherwise I'm gonna die. I played that fight so bad, I almost died hard, man. What was that? I was getting lost in the sauce. I think that just then was 5k crit, by the way. So that means we may have hit the 25k. Big mistake. Just making it interesting. Gotta have some stakes. When duct tape doesn't appear. Okay. Let's see. End result. 25k damage. So we're aiming for 20k. We didn't get fire engine, so this can still go higher. But there we go. Took a little while to shop around for bicycle, because bicycle's kind of a must-have for this build. But yeah, I am happy with that. So, thanks for watching over at Twitch. Thank you for anyone who stuck around for the full length of the video. Hopefully I clip it together nicely for you and it doesn't just jar you all over the place and feel like you got whiplash. But I'll try my best. So, that being said, peace, love, and buddy bots.